Hello and welcome to episode 3. Why am I so irritable and how do I stop snapping at my kids? Welcome back to Hot Flushes and Homework. I'm really glad you're here today. Especially because today's topic can feel uncomfortable, heavy and even a bit shameful to admit out loud. Today we're talking about irritability. About rage, about snapping at your kids, sometimes over absolutely nothing. And if at any point you found yourself thinking, this isn't who I am, after losing your temper, please stay with me. Because this episode isn't about judging you, it's about understanding what's happening and releasing some of that shame. So many parents carry silently during perimenopause and menopause. But when irritability doesn't feel like you, for many women, irritability during this stage of life feels deeply unsettling. You might think, I used to be more patient. Why am I so on edge all the time? Why does everything feel like too much? You may recognise yourself reacting in ways that surprise you. This could be snapping at questions, feeling flooded by noise, feeling angry right so quickly that there's no space to stop it. And then comes the fear. What if this is just who I am now? But here's something really important I want you to hear early on. This is not a personality change. This is not you becoming a bad parent, and this is not you morally failing. This is your nervous system under strain, in a body that is changing while life continues to demand everything from you. The shame loop. Let's talk about what often happens after we snap. Because the snapping itself is only part of the story. Here's how it often goes. You're already tired. Your sleep hasn't been restorative. You're carrying a full mental load. You're overstimulated. Noise, questions, mess, demands. Something small happens, a tone, a mess that shouldn't be there again, a question asked at exactly the wrong moment, and you snap. Your voice is sharper than you meant. Your reaction is bigger than the moment. And then the shame arrives. I should be more patient. What kind of parent reacts like that? I hate this version of myself. My kids deserve better. That inner critic can be brutal. And that's cruel about this shame loop, is that it makes everything worse, not better. Because shame drains energy, it tightens the nervous system further. It increases the stress, which makes the next snap more likely. So the cycle continues. But what if I told you that this isn't happening because you lack patience? What if it's happening because your system is overloaded? What's really happening in your body? During perimenopause and menopause, hormonal changes don't just affect periods or hot flushes. They affect how your brain processes stress. Hormones like estrogen play a role in emotional regulation, mood stabilization, stress tolerance, sensory processing. As levels fluctuate or decline, your ability to buffer stress reduces. So that means things feel louder, emotions rise faster, and your fuse feels shorter. Recovery takes longer. Your brain moves more quickly into fight or flight mode. And when you're in that state, you're not choosing your reactions. Your nervous system is reacting for you. Parenting, unfortunately, is full of triggers for an already stretched system. Constant noise, repeated interruptions, emotional demands, lack of personal space. So when you snap, it's not because you're cruel, it's because your system has reached capacity. Why parenting makes this harder? Parenting doesn't pause for perimenopause. Your body might be adjusting, but the school run still happens, meals still need making. Kids still need attention and patience and emotional safety. And here's the hardest part. Parenting requires emotional regulation at a time when emotional regulation is biologically more difficult. So many parents say, I feel like I'm failing them. But the reality is, you're parenting through a neurological and hormonal transition without training, without warning, and often without support. That's not failure. That's hard. When irritability turns into rage, for some women, irritability escalates into moments of rage that feel frightening. You might feel out of control, shocked by your own reaction, afraid of what you're capable of, and afterwards the guilt can be overwhelming. I want to say this clearly and carefully. Feeling rage does not mean you are dangerous. It means your nervous system is overwhelmed. Rage is often the body's last signal before shutdown. It's not who you are, it's a message. And instead of responding with shame, we need to respond with curiosity and care. Practical, realistic strategies. No just breathe advice. I want to offer you some realistic tools. Not perfection, not instant calm, but ways to reduce the intensity and frequency of snapping. 1. Name it. When possible, name what's happening, even silently. I am overwhelmed. My system is overloading it. Naming it creates a tiny pause between feeling and reaction. And if you can say it out aloud to your kids, age appropriate, even better. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I need a minute. That's not weakness. That's modelling emotional awareness. Step number 2. Step away when you can. This doesn't mean abandoning your children. It means protecting the relationship. Even 2 minutes in another room can help your nervous system settle. You're not walking away from them. You're walking away from escalation. Number 3. Reduce stimulation where possible. Perimenopause increases sensory sensitivity. Small changes matter. Lower background noise. Fewer simultaneously conversations. Dimming lights. Creating quiet moments. You're not being difficult. Your system needs less input. Number 4. Apologise and repair. If you snap, and you will sometimes, repair matters far more than perfection. A simple apology. I'm sorry I snapped. I was feeling overwhelmed. That wasn't your fault. This teaches your children adults make mistakes. Emotions can be repaired. Relationships can recover. That is powerful parenting. Number 5. Drop unrealistic expectations. This stage of life asks us to loosen our grip on who we think we should be. You may need simpler routines, lower standards, more rest, fewer commitments. That's not giving up, that's adapting. A message to your inner critic. If your inner voice is harsh, I want you to hear this part especially. You are not failing your children. You are teaching them that emotions are real, that adults struggle too, that repair matters more than perfection, that honesty is safer than pretending. This phase does not define you. It is a chapter, not your whole story. And your children don't need a calm parent 100% of the time. They need a parent who returns, who repairs, who loves them, even on the hard days. You're not alone in this. One of the most painful parts of irritability during menopause is how isolating it feels. So many women think it's just me. No one else feels like this. I must be doing something wrong. But you are not alone. This is one of the most common and least talked about experiences of perimenopause and menopause. And the more we talk about it, the less power shame has. If this episode resonated with you, please know this. You are not broken. You are not a bad parent. You are navigating a demanding life stage in a changing body. If you feel able to share this episode with someone who might be silently struggling too, I would appreciate it. In the next episode, we talk about brain fog, forgetfulness, and losing confidence in your own mind. Another deeply common and unsettling part of this journey. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening, and thank you for showing up, even when it's hard. I look forward to speaking to you again soon.